I am the greatest.
Someone with color! Someone with color! Someone with dash!
What is going on, guys? My name is Moto, and today you are going to be watching some Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, here on my channel. And today's topics are going to be going over things that are going to be happening on the YouTube channel, the Moto Open Pro Invitational Championships, as well as the patch notes for today's update, which would be Wednesday, that happened on PS4. I'm not fully certain if it's dropped on Xbox or not, but it's pretty much going to be the exact same thing from what I'm aware of. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. The very first thing I wanted to talk about was the things that are going to be happening on the YouTube channel. So I said a while ago that we were going to be doing a top 5 custom tracks every week, and unfortunately that is going to be too ridiculous for the console. There's just, you know, there's a lot of good tracks. I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but a lot of tracks are just some straight up stinkers. You know what I mean? They are not the Onion, if you know what I mean. It's just not. There's not a lot of quality tracks, and I don't want to say that to be a condescending asshole. Like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, in my preference, because of course the top 5 is going to be all opinion because it's a top 5. I mean, there's no real way to rate them other than, oh, well, this track got lucky. Like, for example, KDMX circuit or something like that. There's a KD2, some shit like that. In my opinion, is not necessarily a very good track. It's alright, but it has the most likes and downloads because it was a decent track at the beginning of the game, and now it's just really popular, so people click on it because it's like, oh, that's a really good track because everybody likes it. It's, in my opinion, it's not the greatest track in the world. It's not a bad track, but it's just not good, you know? There's not a lot of good quality stuff. So we're not going to be doing a top 5 tracks of the week. We may do a top 5 tracks of the month, though. That is a possibility. Moving on, we have the live streaming of the Monster Energy Supercross Championship that I'm going to be running here on the channel, called the Moto Open Pro Invitational Championship. We will be trying to live stream that. It'll be really entertaining, possibly even just record it. I'm not fully certain. You know, it is what it is. If I'm able to record it, I'll record it. If I'm able to live stream it, I'll live stream it. Whatever I can do to try to get the best experience possible, that will be what we want to do. So, last thing that I wanted to mention on the YouTube channel that is going to be going forward is that Squadcast this week did not happen, and I do apologize. I know I have a couple of people that really enjoy that. I just, honest to God, I was not feeling like starting up a recording and trying to get everybody organized and in a party coherently, and it was just a lot of hassle that I didn't feel like going through with. It may not seem like it's very difficult, but trying to get everything organized, trying to get the topics on point, trying to get the recording to work. I think like 3 weeks ago we did one, and it was a shit show. I ended up messing up the recording like 3 times, and we had to just keep redoing it. So it's a hassle, but don't worry, guys. We're going to have a Squadcast again very, very shortly for those of you guys who are wondering. It'll be basically double time next week, so I do apologize for that. Moving on, I want to talk about the Moto Pro Invitational Championships here. And, you know, a lot of people are wondering a lot of things about this, and I want to tell you guys there's going to be a future video on that topic and telling you guys a little bit more that you need to know about it. This is going to cover a couple basic things. So I've been having a lot of questions on how to get permanent numbers and get your number like placed in, locked in. And basically the way you do that is either through the qualifier that we are going to have sometime next week, which will be explained in the next video, and or one of the next 2 videos that's coming out. That, or if you donate to the channel towards the prizes or through Super Chat, PayPal, whatever it is during a live stream, and or just in general, you can message me telling me, hey, I donated, go check this, go check that. And if you've signed up, I'll get a permanent number for you, whichever one you are wanting. Of course, it can't be a single-digit number just because we're trying to keep that for champions. I'm already locked in at number 1, and we'll see if we can unlock that for the champion. I'm not certain just yet, but that'll be how that ends up working. So that's one question that I am getting a lot of. Another one is, when is the qualifier? Well, I'll explain that later on in the next couple of videos, but it's going to be sometime next week. I wanted to give everybody time, that way they could kind of get acclimated to the game, and or if they didn't have the game just yet, they'd have a couple of weeks to try to possibly get it and get a little bit of practice in. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is a format that is going to be happening for qualifying. So a lot of people are wondering, okay, well, qualifying can be later on, whatever. But how is qualifying going to work? Because this is a little bit weird. I'm not fully certain what's going on here, Moto. Well, basically, hold your horses, calm your britches, it'll be good. So I know there is a ton of hot lapper fucks on this game. I know a lot of them. To be honest, it's kind of funny. I know a lot of guys that are really fast in one lap. I also know a lot of guys who are really fast overall. And I feel like the best way to try to get this is to combine lap times with an actual race or 3. So I think what's going to end up happening is, since we have over 12 people signed up, I believe, we're going to try to kind of mix up some lobbies, run about 6 to 7 people at a time, do some races, as well as a timed qualifying for every single person will be in at least 2 time qualifyings, which is basically 10 minutes, I believe. To get the best lap possible in, and basically what will end up happening is I'll end up kind of like scoring everybody that way, plus tallying the results of the races and kind of just seating people like that. So qualifying will theoretically be a race, but that doesn't quarantine that you're going to be like number 1. That'll count as one race. So if you end up getting the fastest lap time overall, that will be 1 race win out of 4. And then you will need to win the other 3 if you want to go flawless. So it's basically a good old shoot kind of idea, where qualifying times don't matter as much, because I know there's a lot of guys that spend a lot of time playing the game that really aren't the best racers, and I feel like that's really going to separate the field. So that is the format of that, if anybody is wondering. Regardless, that's pretty much all we got to say about the Moto Open Pro Invitational Championships. Let me know you guys' thoughts and all that stuff. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description for the Facebook page and all of that good stuff, as well as if you guys would like me to link my PayPal. That way you can get some early donations and then message me saying, hey, I am this guy, this is who donated to you, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want to do, it's totally fine with me. So that is going to happen there. And yes, let's get into the patch notes that some of you guys may have read, may have not read. I'm basically just going to talk about the big things that happened during the patch. So the very big thing that I noticed a lot of people are going to be really happy about is that they fixed a lag out situation / blue screen situation while voting in multiplayer mode, as well as they fixed the gate spawning on multiplayer as well. So sometimes you'd come into a race and the gates would be down for literally everybody except for you, so they would just get this massive jump on you, and it was unfair. So they did fix that. That was one thing that I was waiting for the championships, and I'm very happy that they did end up fixing that. A couple of other things that they didn't really talk about would be that in the custom tracks, the traction is now fixed in the very first corner, and overall the traction is a shit ton better. You don't slide, at least that I've noticed, in the corners, or even, running up and down on the straights at all. I raced, the very first thing I did was I hopped onto Track Editor, and I hopped on Streamline MUSX just because that has a really weird first corner that has a very slick compound to it, or it seemed super slick, so it was hard. And I actually 5'd into that section there instead of did the quad over. It was really wild. So they did fix that, as well as a couple of other things I can't fully remember off the top of my head. One big thing that a lot of people that do career mode are going to be pumped about is that they fixed Chaz Braden's bike. They didn't just say, oh, well, we optimized the AI, we made them a little better. No, they fixed Chaz Braden's bike, the guy who died at Arlington. They fixed the bike. That's literally their words, is we fixed Chaz Braden's bike. That was it. Hilarious. Regardless, they did a lot of optimization for a lot of different things. They're tweaking the server still, so they're getting a little slowly better, but overall they're doing a lot of good stuff. So anyway, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, hit that like button, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this game so far, and all of that good stuff. Let me know if you guys are excited about MX vs. ATV All Out, as that is, it's just looming, man. We got about a month until that game drops, and a lot of people are excited about it. So Regardless, guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, sign up for the Moto Open Pro Invitational Championships if you are on PlayStation 4 and all of that good stuff. So anyway, guys, my name is Moto, and I'm out. Peace. Goodbye.